Good day everyone, my name is Miriam Sabanal Castillo and I am the next reporter for the Team 1. So my report is about the situs of income for tax purposes. So first, let's identify or define what is situs of tax. So situs of taxation has been identified as the place where the government and authority has the right to impose and collect taxes from the taxpayer who generated income. So according to the section 42A of our NIRC, or the National Internal Revenue Code, or the tax code, embodies a set of situs rules and provide that the following are Philippine-sourced income. So when we say situs of income, this is the location kung asa na-generate ang income sa isa ka taxpayer. So for example, a certain business is doing a business activity in Laguna, which is inside the Philippines or within the Philippines, meaning the situs of income should be taxable in the Philippines since it is Philippine sourced. So throughout this lesson, I am going to introduce to you or discuss to you how to define a Philippine source and a foreign sourced situs income. So first, we have the following Philippine income. First is the rent or rental. Rental is taxed where the property is located. Next is the royalties. Royalties is taxed where the intellectual property is used, whether you have a published book in the Philippines or in the foreign. Next is set of personal property, taxed where the sale occurs. Merchandising, taxed where the sale occurs. For the compensation, taxed where services are performed. Interest, taxed based on residence of the debtor. And in mining, taxed where the mine is located, and the same for the farming. And also in the manufacturing, it is depend on where the product has been sold or sale. So let's proceed for the dividends. So if it is from the domestic corporations, meaning corporations diri sa Philippines, and their income is considered income within the Philippines. So it is considered or recognized as a income fully earned in the Philippines. But if it is from the resident foreign corporation, if the payer's gross income is less than 50% for 3 years period of time, then it means that it is fully earned outside the Philippines. So we have to remember, pag foreign corporation siya and wala siya naabot og 3 years, or if naabot man siya 3 years and it is less than 50%, meaning outside the Philippines siya. Pero if it is more than 50%, meaning it is partly within and without the Philippines. So next, let's proceed to the computation of income allocation. So when income is earned partly within and partly outside the Philippines or without the Philippines, allocation is made using the formula. So you have to divide the identified gross income within the Philippines to the identified gross income worldwide, and ang answer ata is i-times siya sa unidentified gross income. So again, if income or ang situs of income is partly within and without the Philippines, you have to divide nimo ang identified gross income sa Philippines to the income sa worldwide. Then i-times nimo sa unidentified gross income. This is applicable only if unidentified pa ang gross income niya sa Philippines ug sa worldwide. So now we're going to compute the Philippine source and the foreign source. So magunda ta sa Philippine source. So needed na to i-itemize ang mga income na na-earn ni Mr. Olco na considered siya diri as sa Philippines. First is ang rental income from Makati, which cost 25,000. Next is ang interest na gikan sa debtor sa Pampanga that cost 25,000 pesos. And ang gross profit from Philippine outlet katong iyahang na gain from the sale of merchandising that costs 80,000 pesos. Next is ang dividend from resident foreign corporation, 60% is 30,000. So in getting the 30,000, nga ni siya pag-calculate. I'm going to show you how. So 60%, 'di ba, ang sa Philippines, ang pwede ma-consider sa Philippines, but it is partly within and without. So we have to proportionately divide it to the two source. So we have to do the 60% siya, and it times nato siya sa 50,000, which is ang katong equivalent price sa 60%. So as you can see, 60% times 50,000 is equals to 30,000 pesos. So murag baliktad siya dira ano, but yeah, it is 30,000 pesos, guys. Ang equivalent dito sa 50%, 60% na ano siya ma-recognize sa Philippines. So in total of it is cost 160,000 pesos. Mo na ang ma-consider nato diri as a Philippine nga income. Next is ang foreign sources or the without. We have the rental from USA, 12,000 pesos. The royalties which is published in USA cost 10,000 pesos, ug katong iyahang interest income gikan sa debtor niya na nag-reside or nag-live sa Canada, that cost 15,000 pesos. And katong gross profit niya from Japan outlet for his merchandising, that cost 75%. 75,000 rather. And the dividend from resident foreign corporation 100% abroad is equals to 25,000. So kaning 100% mo nitong iyahang kuan kanang katong 40%, di ba, ang ma-considered na ilaha. So katong 40%, may mato siyang 100% because entirely of the income is recognized outside. So dili na makihati ang Philippines sa 25,000. Next is ang dividend from resident foreign corp, or the 40% of gross is equals to 20,000 pesos. So kani, we have to remember the 60%. So ang 60% sa Philippines, 40% ang sa foreign, 'di ba? And when we get the 25,000 sa Philippines to 60%, we multiply the 60% to times the 50,000 to get the 30,000 mo to ang sa Philippines. Now ang sa foreign naman, kasi syempre ang katong 60% again partly within and without. So to get the foreign source, we have to compute the 40% times 50,000, or the 40% times 50,000, which is the cost of the 60%. Since again, we have to proportionately divide it from the Philippine and the foreign. So ang Philippine is 60%, foreign is 40%. So total niya is 20,000 pesos. So mo na ang mo na ang considered or recognized na foreign source, ang 20,000. So if you add it up, it cost, or the total of the foreign income is 157,000. Now without further ado, we're going to proceed na to the illustrative example number 2, which is for Mrs. Isa Pauli. So sa iyahang example diriya, or iyahang problem is ang iyaha daw gross income sa Philippines cost 200,000. Ang iyahang gross income from foreign sources cost 100,000, and ang unidentified gross income niya is 150,000 pesos. So we are going to apply the formula that I've discussed earlier, which is the identified gross income within the Philippines divided by the unidentified gross income worldwide times the unidentified gross income. So, sa diri ang identified sa PH is 200,000 and ang sa foreign daw is 100 and ang unidentified sources is 150. So, we have to do is 200,000 pesos divided by 100,000 pesos. Again, ang 200,000 pesos mo na yung na-earn sa Philippines or income sa Philippines, ang 100,000 is sa foreign. So, ang answer sa ato is i-times na to sa 150,000 which is ang unidentified gross income niya. And ang total is 300,000 pesos. So, I hope tama po sa inyo ha. So, muna ang income deemed earned within the Philippines, which is the 300,000 pesos. Next is the table of income classification and application tax. Muna itong mga category of income and application tax in general. So, for compensation income, basic tax, business income, basic tax kahapon, and other income. For the passive income, final tax, and for the capital gains, it is the capital gain tax. So, to expound more about the compensation income, so we have the first is the basic tax. So, when we say basic tax, muna yung mga regular tax lang naman. So, for example, if you earned 500,000 ba kaya sa imuhang income, you file it to the BIR and the BIR will give you rates. So the rate is progressive. So the more you gain income, the more na taas po ang imuhang bayaran na tax. So when we say final tax, it means mo ni mga passive income nimo, like sa interest ba nimo sa bangko. For example, ang bangko naghatag sa imuha og kanang 10,000 interest and nagwithheld na sila og 20% ato, which is 2,000 pesos final tax. Meaning, dili na nimo i-appeal ang 10,000 ato kay ang 2,000 pesos ang final tax na i-consider. So, you don't have to record it to your income tax return. Next is ang capital gains. So, mo ni ang capital gain tax, mo ni ang imuhang kanang bayaran whenever you are like selling a certain residential property or a capital. So, for example, you sell 1 million residential lot. So, katong 1 million nimo, i-separate nimo ang bayaran nimo sa capital gain tax. For example, sa ang capital gain tax nimo atong 1 million is 6%, so you will pay the 60,000 pesos separately to the BIR. So, dili siya kauban sa 1 million. So, that's it, and I hope you learned something to my report, and thank you so much for listening.